But so it was up running all night.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we lied too. I'm gonna get to sharing it.
Okay.
Yeah, she just do that for the I
Okay.
turned it because I had this on and I just turned it off because I don't be knowing if this room gonna be hot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And to eat because when we leave out at nighttime, it be a little warm.
Okay.
What's up, Concrete Jungle? Thank you for tapping in. It'd be a little warm, so we just do that time.
Okay. I got a whole bunch of other stuff on here this morning.
Good morning, beautiful people. Common sense, what it do? Mama Quill, how you doing, beloved? Yogi G, good morning, beloved. Coming from that 202. F8 Fab Warrior Queen, how you doing, beloved? And y'all know she in the chat. She ready to hear a message from me. We got the lovely Marcia A. Tarbert in the building. You know, that's 1/3 of the final. So y'all know I was up there early this morning. I'm gonna be honest with you. I went and voted. Wasn't a lot of people out voting though, man.
Not yet. It won't be until later on.
Yeah, I got up extra early. Michael Conyers in the building. Thank you for tapping in. The lovely Carolyn Hendricks.
Oh, we got 6 likes over here already. That's what I'm talking about.
Y'all hit that like. Let me change this color on this
thing. I had to start it all over again over here, bro. Something interesting is happening.
Don't worry about it. Get this color together.
So y'all know this is well, and this is typically not the time we're gonna do it, but I'm glad that we're introducing it, and hopefully y'all like it. What they call it, Tuesdays with a twist.
For sure.
Yeah, it's Tuesdays with a twist. So we appreciate brother Mick saying, come on and let's go do this thing today. Later on, when school starts or whatever that is, even though I ain't trying to say it yet, we'll be back on at 5-ish, something like that. There.
For sure. Once school, we'll be back on at 5. Had to get the colors back together, fam. Okay. But thank y'all, my fellow 740 in the building, shooting the shit T. The lovely Jazzy Melody in the building. What's up, Common Sense? We got Uncle Carl in the building. I'm just telling y'all, since this voting day, we might be twisting and shouting on Tuesday. It could be for the good or the bad. Right. It's up to lovely Denise Cousins. And this is the beautiful Mama Quill. I'm trying to tell you, family, I got up. I was at that Joker at the one that said, what time do the rooster roo in the morning?
5 o'clock.
I was up. I ain't gonna lie. I was sitting out in the parking lot about 6:45.
6 or 7.
You say close at 8 o'clock. I was out there. Yeah.
Okay.
No, because I voted at 7.
So
I'm assuming it might. I was up there at 7, like 7:15.
Okay, because I know they close
sitting out in the car and stuff.
Yeah. Let
me get the sharing this stuff.
I know they close at 8 o'clock tonight.
Yeah. Somebody gonna be hooping and hollering. I hope it ain't me. Well, like I said, I'm a little walking billboard. I have my they open at 5 this morning. I was getting dressed up. Mom, I gotta go to the gym. I'm hitting the gym after I get done here. I'm gonna go make a few runs, and then I'm going to the gym because I didn't get to go because I was up there lollygagging, playing around. But I'm gonna ride around for a minute, and I'm hitting right to the gym.
Okay, because I went over there with my son yesterday, and then saw a couple of my former students. And then some other young lady at the Y. And now I got a crew that they want me to work with. I'm like, man, what y'all talking about? Well, hey, it is what it is. This is how you get the young people. You get to talking to them. So, one way. That ain't all the ways, but it's one way. So if we find, I'm going to just say this is a PSA coming from me. Mm-hmm. If you feel the need to or the right to vote is important, go do so. Encourage other people to do so as well, regardless of what the federal government is talking about trying to do with the Voters' Rights Act and the Civil Rights Act and every other act, and removing history, about the things that happen to African people in I ain't heard them say nothing about removing anything about what happened to Chinese people or Irish people or Native Americans or Japanese people. I ain't heard them say nothing about it. Or Jewish Americans. I ain't heard them say nothing about doing none of that. So it's and we have to look at. Well, we can look at that one or two ways. We can look at that as total hatred, or which is it is, or the other way is we're just so great that you're trying to erase something that you can never erase, and we are. So we got to continue to tell our story and to share our story and to continue to learn. All right. So I sent you a couple, 2-3 different pieces over the course of. Okay. Yeah. And I think I just sent you one this morning, and then 2 of them I sent before that, right? Okay.
I'm gonna go right to it. I'm just sharing this out.
Oh no, you good, man.
I got you. Yeah, no problem. I don't want to be I'm not paying attention to what's going on. I'm just
all right. So the shortest one that I just shared with you, can we play that one first?
Yeah, give me one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're doing this thing. Y'all keep on hitting that thumbs up and y'all share. If we're doing what we feel is right for what we're trying to do, then share it. Please continue to share. Share with other people. Share with people on your list of friends. Ones that you can trust. What do you call it? Friends.
Friend list.
Yeah, friends. What's the name? And in-laws. Yeah. What do you call it? What y'all call it? The FBI?
Friends, brother.
Yeah.
Friends, brother, and in-law.
Yeah, friends, brother, and in-law. Send that. Share it with them too. If you think that we're doing a pretty good job of what we're trying to get out to people. No, you good, baby. You good. Because I want them to, I'm not going to say anything. I just want them to see this piece first. And then we'll start some commentary on it. Yeah. Because I want us to, when we do Tuesdays with a twist later on, because the day is a special, he let us come in early today because, the local elections and the things like that are going on. So other than that, normally we'd be on that 4 or 5.
Yeah, I got it today up. Okay, I sent that off. Let me tap in. Got that off. Yeah, we got action. Go ahead and bring myself back in. Add that. Let me just. Okay, Carl Lewis, the lovely Eleanor Worker. Thank you for tapping in. We got the lovely Lanita Murray, Mr. Classic in the building. Thank y'all for tapping in. We're finna get to it. Let me get to this. If I can bring that up. Right over here. Here we go. Yeah, we got action. Let me go bring these in. Go to your page. That's what you brought me. You said the first one you sent me, not.
No, the last one I sent you this morning.
Talking about what Khaled?
No, because
that's the last
45 minutes.
Hold on.
I sent you one. There's a young lady and there's a white guy talking.
Okay, let me reboot it.
Yeah. Good morning, family. Good morning. Yeah, but hey, look, even with voting, right?
Hold on, let me go through my phone and get it.
Okay. You can have to share it to you on Messenger. Yeah. Even with voting, we also have to make sure, family, that accountability is important. Because if we don't have accountability,
you ain't talking about the. Let me show you.
Khaled. No, the one right here. This one. Ray Edwards. That one right there.
Oh, yeah, you see that.
Yeah, that's the last one. That I'm sorry, you're right. But Khaled is he on, bro. Wee, but yeah.
I was wondering. I'm looking at it.
Yeah, no, you're right. But the one, so it's the one right before Dr. Elliott McCants. Yeah, this one. So I'm not saying anything And I just want us to watch this. Okay. And, or do I want to make a little comment first? Yes, I do. While he's setting that up, I'm going to say this. Okay. We've heard about the horrible conditions jail has, and we've heard about loss of life. Yesterday, I was downtown, and there were a couple of women by the county who were talking about people who have been locked up and have lost their lives. Morning, Brother John. We appreciate you. And we appreciate all y'all. Thank you all
lovely
so
Eleanor
much. Appreciate
with
you.
Time in the building.
Yeah.
Tasha Lynn, the lovely Wanda Smith, lovely Linda Chilton, and we see John Ponies in the building. And the lovely Tasha Lynn. Okay, let's get busy.
So there are two options that we have. Number one is prison reform, which we know that's never going to take place.
Right.
Because there's too much money in prison reform. There's too much money in prisons in order to reform it and turn it into what it was originally intended to be, where rehab takes place. So that's not going to happen. The other option is to let the system continue to do what it does, which is destroy lives and families. Mm-hmm. And the third option is to be very studious about making sure that the prison industrial complex get no more victims. So when we sit there and people, and the two young ladies down at one of them was a nurse, down and stand in front of the county jail, and they got this stuff and these pictures of the people who lost their lives. How about they never go in the first place? Mm. Like even a woman that passed away at the Huron Valley, right? We're talking about reform. How about reform the people so that they don't go into that system in the first place? And just like I was trying to tell the two young ladies down the road, yeah, prison needs to be reformed. No, how about you make sure that we put things in place that the prisons die because they can't get anybody to go in those systems in the first place. And they paused because they wasn't expecting me to take that angle. Right. It's like I was talking to a young sister in Detroit, talking about the woman that lost her life at in the Huron Valley. And we know that this is the system. We're not stupid. We're not ignorant to it. We know the system is designed this way, but there's ways to navigate.
Right? This is what I want to ask you though. Mm-hmm. Okay, because you were saying they need to do away with them.
Well, we could if
I was gonna say, what's your alternative?
Right. So let's look at an alternative. Okay. So an alternative would be, yes, the young people go to school, and yes, it is what it is as far as what happens when they go to school. But what are we doing in addition to that really overrides what goes on in school?
Good morning, beloved.
So that we are in control of our communities. That's really the only way we're going to cut the blood flow to the school to prison pipeline. Is that we got to be able to take care of, and there's going to be somebody that's going to be intrigued by criminality. But that very same person that's intrigued by criminality might be a person that is really a chemist, or is really a good salesperson, or is really a good they got the gift of gab.
No, I get that, but I'm saying still, what do we do when we have? I get that, like when they be saying like low level crimes, meaning like I'm separating, saying somebody going out there killing.
Right.
What do you do about that for the violent crimes? You know, I'm just saying, because it's still any civilization, any civilized nation, you're gonna have rules.
So if we have the level of murder, other than because of
like jaywalking, or
yeah,
you know
but see, that's those are bullshit rules put in place
right.
by the white supremacist system in order to be able to capture put black people back on the plantation.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, yeah, I'm to like child support. Really, that should be going to prison for that.
Right. The only reason why they're doing that is to criminalize that person.
Yeah.
So then when you get out or when you go to jail because you may not be working, then what ends up happening is you pay with your life. And then you still got to pay these arrears after and all this other stuff afterwards when you get out of jail. And if you don't have a job because they may consider it to be a felony, then you got this other situation that goes on because of that, right?
Yeah.
But if we were a community, then guess what? Then you have certain places that have coffers that say, well, we're going to pay the child support.
No, why is you locking a daddy up? Make his ass get it. Instead of locking him up, we go you finna get a job.
Yeah, you give him you give him a job, but you don't strip him up all the way. And so a lot of young people go like, well, bump it. I just won't work because what the hell am I going to live off of?
Yeah.
So that's so they're, and for lack of a better phrase, incentivizing criminality.
No,
right?
They do.
You make.
But sometimes, let's be real. I'm going to be honest. You got some daddies who don't do nothing, man. We got to be honest. Good morning, the lovely Luana Terry. And Esther, thank you for tapping in, a.k.a. Granny G. I'm just saying we have to be honest because you have line steppers.
Right.
And what I mean, some just play outside the rules. You have to, any civilized nation going to have rules. I get that, but I'm just saying when things happen, because they say jail supposed to it's like you're supposed to be rehabilitate, right? But in all honesty, when you got devils running them, what do you expect the jail's gonna become?
Okay. So then how do we offset that? Hey man, I'm gonna need you to hey Uncle Mick. I got a problem. What's the deal? I got to pay this child support, and I ain't trying to go to jail. Okay, well, let's get you a couple of jobs so that don't take place, because then we're talking about community. Okay, the other part about that is okay. So with the woman, the mother, it's like, hey, look, we're gonna help you out. We're gonna step in and help take care of what he owes the children, not you, what he owes the children, so that he can get on his feet, and then he eventually is going to take over. And she can either choose to agree or not. Now, if she agrees, then the needs of the child are taken care of anyway.
Good morning, the lovely Beverly Biggs leaving the building. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
See what I'm saying? Yeah. This could be very simple if we're a community.
Yeah, but see, that's what happened really, let's be honest. If the man and woman could really handle it before they go to court. Because really, because on that,
I'm saying is before it gets to court.
Yeah, because really the man and female, but we know what that be. It be when a relationship goes south and it's full of emotions. Sometimes it can be the woman, sometimes it can be the man. But if both sides knew how to be adults, I'm telling you, even from my own things that I have done, sometimes we have outside people. You didn't have them when y'all was making them. So why do y'all need them to help y'all unless you having somebody giving you wise counsel? Because her mama might, what it boils down to, it be hurt people.
Right.
Until we can figure that out.
Well, that comes with what's called maturity, right?
Yeah, fact. But sometimes you can have a person 50 and still be
right. Of course. Yeah. But if we were community and family, then if a situation happens in a family, young man, young woman break up and they got a child, there should be a council that they could go to in the community that says we're going to step in and say, hey, look, we're not going to put him on child support. He's got to work. He's got to get a job. And meanwhile, we're going to support you and the child, but more the child or children, because you ain't just collecting a check unless you're getting one from the state or whatever. But we're going to help take care of the children.
Fact.
Now, once he gets a job, then he's going to then step in and take over what we're helping you with.
Lovely, Mr. Martinez.
Good morning, family. Good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing?
Oh, you right.
You see what I'm saying?
For sure.
So then that doesn't become a problem anymore. And I think that even though more harsh crimes would stop as well. See, here's the thing. And I look at this as being in school. If there's no strict order across the board, home, community, schools, then what do? You gonna do some stupid stuff because you're just gonna give me a tap on the wrist. And then you sit there and go like, well, if you're watching shows and all of this other propaganda, right? So at what point in time do we, with all of the things that people are doing in the community, sit there and say, hey, look, this is some BS. This is not how it works, right? Just like the one clip I sent you, the young brother that did 22 years in Virginia Beach, right? And he said, now the law says if you got this on your gun, you get this much time. You get an automatic 5 years or 3 years or whatever, or 5 to 7 years, whatever it is, 3, 5, or 7 years for having a certain what they call switches on your gun.
Right.
And then you got an extendo clip. You get more time on top of that. Just right off rip. But then if you're glorifying stupidity, because that's really what it is.
For sure.
Then you go ahead on and do it and don't look at what the consequences are. Because they figure the consequences, if I go to jail, I'm manning up. No, sweetie, no, baby. You get to be somebody's baby. That's what you're getting ready to be.
Facts.
So you're not really manning up what you're getting ready to do or womaning up. Because right now, the fastest growing population is young black women.
Facts.
Because they want to be out, and I get it. The rift in our community is so that these things are developing. Right? So, but what are we doing to count? So now we're gonna play this clip, the clip that you just read, the third clip, right? And then we could talk about that, and then we can go somewhere else.
I got it up on the plate.
Okay, so pay attention to this clip so that we'll see how the system is operating, so that we gives you a very clear view of how we're operating in the how this system is operating. And we got to do something different to offset it. Go ahead.
For those in the back.
So a lot of people are asking exactly what is it that I saw? What truth did I see that made me change my perspective on our criminal justice system? And this is how it goes. So a person of color in the United States during the Jim Crow era faced disenfranchisement, second-class citizenship, barriers to voting, barriers to education, barriers to employment, and barriers to housing. Then in the United States, we passed the 1964 Civil Rights Act, the 1965 Voting Rights Act that said that we can no longer do this, discriminate based on skin color. 21, what is the only label that we can legally discriminate against, that we can legally disenfranchise, relegate to second-class citizenship, have barriers to voting, barriers to education, barriers to employment, barriers to housing? If you guessed right, in 2021, convicted felons are the only people we are allowed to legally disenfranchise. Now, do you believe it's a coincidence that 1 in 3 African-American males now carry this label of convicted felon as opposed to 1 in 17 white males that carry this label of convicted felon to legally be disenfranchised? If you answered yes to that question, let's look at what's happened between the Jim Crow era and 2021. We've had a 700% increase in our United States prison population. We've gone from 300,000 inmates in 1970 to 1.8 million today, and as high as 2.3 million. So in spite of crime rate dropping, our prison population skyrocketed. And it was because we had the law and order agenda. And the law and order agenda increased police spending, but decreased our education funding. And by doing so, we created the school to prison pipeline. We also created the war on drugs, which we now know is a war on people. In 1986, we passed the Anti-Drug Abuse Act, which differentiated between powder cocaine and hard cocaine, which we now know disproportionately impacted people of color. We also had the 94 crime bill with the Truth in Sentencing Act, which led to higher incarceration rates and harsher sentences for people of color. And once I saw all this, my perspective changed, because I know that Jim Crow era never ended. Racism never ended. It just evolved.
Perfect lesson. I love it. Thank
you. Okay. Ready to have that conversation?
So now,
Esther Goodman, she said, good morning, a.k.a. Granny G with $2 super chat. Thank you, beloved. Thank you.
Appreciate that. Appreciate it. Thank you, man.
Oh, hold on. I got a sponsor today. Hold on. It's coming from the lovely Felicia Martinez from New Jersey by way of the East Coast. That's Mickey's Roll Call, sponsored by the voters of Flint. It's time for a change. Get out and vote. Make your voices heard. You all deserve better. Shout out to the lovely Felicia Martinez. She always do this. She find me sponsors every morning. They be worth it every morning. Thank you, beloved, from New Jersey by way of that East Coast. Winters, New Jersey and Philly is not the same. But go ahead, brother.
No, they're not. So now how do we, if we're serious, let me preface that. If we're serious, then any place that we meet and that we gather, those discussions need to be had.
No, see, I agree with you.
Okay. That video needs to be at every Monday or Tuesday night or Monday night or Tuesday night or Wednesday night. Sundays need to be played everywhere.
But why we don't have them? And what's so sad that people think that's not going on right now? Because I got out and voted. But can I tell you, when I went and voted, I was struck. Even though I voted on the Democratic side, I was stuck, brother. I was stuck because just watching that clip made me understand why I was stuck and who they gave us the choices that the Democratic Party gave us. Do you know I didn't really know a lot of them people that was on the ballot that I really looked at? I remember I encountered that we had with Rivet.
Right.
I wasn't happy about that.
Right.
And that's who they gave us. It was either her or you know what I'm saying? And then I think she did. All I can say is, brother, we hit.
But
we hit.
We're hit because we're participating in the system.
Yep, we hit.
Okay, we're here because we think the system is going to change and do better for us if we vote for them.
Facts.
They've shown us since the invention of the scallywags and the carpetbaggers and those who represented the Democratic Republic,
right,
that they're not going to change. They're not going to change because when they wrote this document that we think we believe in. Go ahead, my fault.
No, I was just telling she's got a membership. I was just saying thank you.
All right, that's what's up.
Yeah, that try to recognize.
Yeah, that we're not part of the umbrella that this Constitution and preamble and Declaration of Independence and all this other bullshit. We're not part of that. So then, though we cannot form our own republic or get our own state, then what we have to do in small segments and in small pipe, this city is 60-70% black.
Right.
So out of 80,000 people, that's 56,000 people. Do a little quick math. So if it's 60%, then we're talking about 48,000 people. So now, how come we can't say, and I'm clear, I know the reason why, because people are really diverse in their thinking, but they're not diverse enough in their thinking to understand that we have a problem.
Oh, facts.
Because those persons that supposedly stand before you are not talking about solving a problem. What they're talking about doing is, oh, well, we'll go down there and pray for the prisoners. Oh, no, I'm going to pray that you don't go. And we're going to put things in order to make sure that you don't go. It's like what they're doing over there at the Regencies right now, shutting down building by building or however. So I haven't seen those young men, and I couldn't, it didn't dawn on me that they live in one of those buildings over there, and they may be trying to find a place to live. They're not worried about coming over to see me right now. So once again, a move that you make to move maybe 1,500 people out of a housing complex instead of really doing the network necessary. And I'm not just saying state and local official offices. I'm talking about all of us. But you're not but once again, you got 1, 2, 3 liquor stores and a gas station on one side of it, and another liquor and a weed shop and a liquor store and a gas station on the other side of it.
But let this sink in on the trick that they play on this. You can get a medical weed card, you know that, don't you?
Yeah.
But if you get caught with weed on it, it's still a class as a narcotic.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Like, why would you make it legal if you still gonna have it federally? You can be charged for it.
But that's no different than people think that I can smoke because the state say so, but the company that you work for don't say you can smoke.
Yeah.
And then when they drug test you and you lose your job, you want but it's supposed to be legal. No.
But if you did, it shouldn't be counted against though, because is alcohol counted for? Because it's state
legal. You can smoke, you can drink alcohol. You can even go to have your shot at lunch.
They got a bunch of clubs,
right?
Bars,
man, everywhere.
I'm just saying, it's like.
So that's the oxymoron between the two thought processes. Yeah. But the deal is who's going to be? It's always been last hired, first fired for black folks.
Yeah.
But and again, they destroyed the buildings that we started from having nothing in Greenwood and
Tulsa, Oklahoma,
right around Tulsa, and all of these places that we built on our own. They destroyed it, and then we said we want to sit at the same dinner table.
Nah, it's rough. Cause just think, this what blew my mind is that we getting out to vote, right? Remember, there's a time they didn't want you to vote. Just think about how rough the South was. I ain't saying I don't know, because we keep acting like they didn't do no hangings and lynchings up north.
Oh,
I mean, that's the game that they try to say it was just in the South.
Book called Complicity. Go get it. All right. And most of y'all supposed to be getting books off the list anyway.
Yeah.
So y'all on some bull. Stop playing around and go back and find the list and get them books and have them in your library.
Just think about the plot to kill King.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm just saying. Just think about that book, right? Because it is a little Tuesday with a twist this morning. Just think about the plot to kill King. What was King doing that he deserved to die?
Asking for people. He was saying this economic disparity. At the end, before he was saying let's all get along. Let's sit at the dinner table. But then later he was like, there's an economic disparity here. There's a problem with that. So let's change that. And when you start talking about money, now we don't need you no more.
And let this sink in. His thing went all the way up damn near to the presidency.
Yeah, because he was part of the Big Six.
Just think about that. I'm talking about the different agencies that they sicked on him, from the CIA to the FBI, and then the tapping his phone, like people forgetting. And they praise J. Edgar Hoover.
Right.
Wanted this man to commit suicide. We gonna embarrass you.
Yeah.
Do you understand what they turned? They turned it on the inward, not outward. They went inward.
Yeah, definitely.
Went inward, foreign and domestic. And you mean because, like you said, he went to talking about economics, better housing, better schooling. Like that right there, him asking for that.
Cost him his life.
Yeah, I'm just saying, y'all think about certain things that's going on. Cost you your life because he wanted to educate the poor people.
That was it. Because it was really the poor people campaign, right? That was it. It was, if we who is this? Oh, anyway.
Yeah,
that's all right. I'll deal with that in a second. It was a poor people's campaign, especially the March on Washington in 1963. It's a poor people's campaign. And it was about, and I really think that was where the idea kind of started at. It wasn't just I have a dream. It's about we broke. We need some parity here. And this is what we have to think about as well, dealing with what we're dealing with here is where's the parity at? So but stop looking at the bullshit that they put in front of us that says we're supposed to follow this or look at that, or the only way that you can make it is to be a video vixen, and the only way that you can make it is be a rapper or a sports star. Come on. Because before all of that, we was everything. You don't have every invention that is used right now, from the car to the refrigerator to the elevator to the light to the escalator to the refrigerator box car to freaking buildings. We had our hand in building it and or created it first. The genius is still there. We're not talking about it because people want to wait. And so the geniuses that are locked up in them damn prisons are the one that we're let pass. Because we're letting them go because they ain't got nothing to do with me.
But see, this right here would make so sense. And I'm gonna get to both of y'all. I'm finna do Denise and Concrete. I'm finna follow it up. Denise Cousins, I know here in Genesee County, the white population doesn't get it about the person being locked up because they haven't lived or known the profiling problem. And they think all offenders did violence.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And here go Concrete. Once he stopped talking integration, but started telling us to come get our check, and the war in Vietnam was unjust, they didn't view him as a responsible Negro anymore.
Yep, that's it. So they gunned him down.
And that's the thing. Like, would you see the different perspective? Like Denise Cousins said, the white population in Genesee County think that the people in jail, like, you know what I'm saying? They all offenders. And that what is sad that we have. And that just ain't Genesee County. We have a population in America that think, and don't get it twisted. You get blacks with money, the boule, hey, they think useless. The same way. They feel like useless. Yeah, they feel the same way about poor people too.
Right.
Don't get it twisted. They think because they got a little something, they think they above.
No, well, look at the young man that just got killed on the 4th of July. Where does his family live? Gated community.
Yeah.
Where did Trayvon Martin family live?
Gated
community. So if we living in all of these gated communities because we want to move away because it's better.
No different than a police officer that killed both of James.
Right.
She thought this was her apartment. She just forced her way in.
Right.
And when she got 5 years, and I'm just saying, and the mama gave a hug.
That was the brother.
Oh, that was
the brother that gave him a hug. Is that you talking about the brother that the girl was accidentally went to the wrong room, wrong house accidentally on purpose? They may have, but that's the insanity. That's the insanity, right?
Oh, for sure.
That's wanting to be close enough to my oppressor. They call it cognitive dissonance, where I'm gonna be. The Jews showed it, and the Germans did a scientific study while they were in the concentration camps. If you put
the judge gave the officer a hug. My bad, the judge gave, and that is just as sad.
Wait a minute. I just saw this at Genesee County.
Young
man, count after count after count after count after count after count after count, violence. Beat up his girlfriend. Beat up his wife. Beat this person up. You got just do at least 9 domestic and or violent offenses. You're free to go. You're free to go. Now, not my daughter, but and I ain't trying to be funny, folks. This is a white kid, white man. He was a boy. He was like 20, 27, 26, 27.
Shit, that's a man.
All right. But every single time it was a violent beat up this, knock this, hit the girl upside the head. Wait a minute. Now, if you pay attention, if I see you, you ain't getting a chance to get close. You're just getting one put in you.
Right.
But that's the disparity between that and you cross the street. So now you get rid, or you're riding your bike. Or the young kid that had a bottle of water that called the police and he's dead at 17.
Like I said, I just been. It's just to me, how can you get just like that? The young fella that did that right there, who I mean, what he was talking about the Trump era and in the Jim Crow era.
Mm-hmm.
For him to be able to see it, you mean to tell me everybody else is asleep?
No, they don't want to see it because they get a benefit from it. They get a benefit from it. Just like it was okay to on the 4th of July to have 4,000 plus people to. I'm sorry. Even when you want to hold an event here in this city, you have to get a permit.
Mm-hmm.
Even when they did that in Lincoln Heights, Ohio, and the police didn't stop them. But yet, when our black men came out saying we're going to protect our streets and our family and our children, now all of a sudden the police got you up in arms. You can't be up in arms about people defending their stuff because they threaten violence.
Yeah. I'm looking what Denise said. Every time I hear about another program being offered to inmates at Genesee County Jail, like the new CDL truck simulator, I think, why wasn't this installed in a building all can attend before?
This is exactly what I'm saying. Right. So you want to put some reformative bullshit in jail, but you don't want to put things in place so they never go.
What did we say the other day when we talked about they had the lobbyists went to Congress, saying they ain't have enough bodies.
Was that one dude we was talking about in Florida? Don't give him the death penalty because we want to get sweat equity out of him.
Right.
So we all have young people around us somewhere. They need to be hearing this.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's not me, I don't care. There are other people that are talking about, hey, look, this shit's happening in your life. You make one stupid decision, and it is a choice. You're making a dumbass choice. You're not defending your mother, your father, your sisters or brothers, or yourself. You're stupid as hell making a choice that because you doing for what? You motherfuckers don't own none of this shit. You don't own the house that you live in. Mm-hmm. You don't own the fucking block that you think you repping. You don't own the colors that you wearing because God made them first before your raggedy ass got put on the planet. And you sitting around here talking about you repping some shit, and now you motherfuckers talking about you repping some motherfucker in the neighborhood that wasn't shit in the first place, and you ain't even stop him from doing the dumb shit, but you that's my boy. Help me. I don't have no friend, none of my boys that did some stupid shit that I'm repping. No. Or man, that's my man over here, and he was dumb, and now his ass is dead. Now his ass is dead, so we gonna go out there and shoot up the block for him. Fuck, motherfucker, you dead. You did some dumb shit. Fuck you. How come we don't do that?
Wow, I feel you. I'm looking, Mark, and I'm still amazed that the county locks up Flint brothers for 48 hours, no matter what. I know that don't happen in Davidson.
Right, but brothers not out in Davidson like that either. But your ass is in the house before 10 o'clock.
That goes back to what my man just said, the video I played. But that just show you we still don't see we in the trouble that we got going on. And that bothers me with our counterparts. I'm not saying all, but who don't see it. It seems like they don't get it. That's even what you see this, because I played that video. You see Jake Lane, they whipped his ass finally down there in Dearborn.
Yeah.
Why is it all right for him to keep going harassing people?
Because they can get away with that.
Like, they don't see none. But see, this just give us oh my God. You hip to Officer Tatum?
No.
Yeah. Did you try to see, man, how he tried to explain?
Baby girl talk about him.
Yeah.
Girl talk about
Sabby, did you see how he tried to say Tulsa, Oklahoma, why that started? Said some blacks and man, listen. People don't know. Them people flew their planes and dropped stuff down on Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah, just like they did in 1985 in Philadelphia.
Yeah, but they always say 9/11 was the first terrorist attack.
No, hell no. Okay, the first terrorist attack was against Native Americans when you gave them blankets and you slaughtered them.
No, that was biological warfare.
Yeah. That still terrorism because it ain't your place.
Yeah, showed is.
Yeah. If I come over your house and sneeze in the house, that's biological warfare. But knowing that I'm sick.
Yeah, but see that attitude, that mindset still exists to this day. Because you know how they be having that 20 verse 1, the Democrat versus Republican, liberal, all that, right? I said Williams School on fire again. Damn, that's on the east side.
No, they're not hiring prisoners. But this is what I'm saying, right? So if somebody just said that they put a CDL program, good morning, Sister Hope, a CDL program in the prison, why in the fuck you got that program in schools? Wow. See, then that is systemic on the school board.
Right. That's that prisoner. What he just said, prisoner pipeline, disenfranchised, all these things. You gutting it, but you can get it if you go to jail. No, let me get that out here. That makes sense. Yeah.
Now, here's the other part about that. If the family, the school, and the community enforce discipline on the young people, then you ain't got to go get your GED in jail. Right. You got to go get your high school diploma in jail. If we were across the board saying this is not going to happen because you're worth more than that.
Right.
And love can be tough. Hell, I went through it. You went through it. Others of us went through it.
Yeah.
Uncle Carl went through it. Hope went through it. Shit, we was raised the same goddamn way. If I went over Hope Beasley's house and Uncle Beeman and Aunt Maxine and I did some dumb shit, they ain't tell my parents. I got my ass tore up right there.
That's how it was.
I couldn't go over there, right over there on Lapeer.
Right.
Lapeer and wait a minute. Seymour? I think so. I may be off. So fuss at me later. But I couldn't go over there, act a damn fool, and think I was getting away with that. You couldn't catch me over there cussing. Man, little kids. We had the wine last night. These motherfuckers, where the fuck your parents at?
Nah, it's rough. But this for you right here from Brother Mark. He said, but they don't know that, Brother Elliott, and these institutions are only teaching salvation. How do you teach economics? They don't know.
Well, you have to. Oh, well, but Sister Kill, that's a minor little thing, of course. But they didn't have to. If I got my ass whooped over there at Mr. and Mrs. Beasley house, they told them later. They didn't say, "Hey man, your son fucked up. We gonna whoop his ass." No, or can we? No. What they did was they tore my ass up, and if I was sniffling, they asked me what was wrong, and I didn't tell the truth. That's when Mr. Beeman and Miss Maxine told them that I messed up over there.
Yeah.
That's the only difference, baby. They told us after. But if I was straight, if I was sniffling and whining and crying and all that other shit, I got to keep that ass whooping to myself because I knew another one was coming. I was tighten up, so I don't want to get another one from them two. But what I'm saying is it happened. Now is you can't say nothing to my child and this and that and other, but people screaming for help. And I'm gonna say this again, the only place people really think that they can get away with that shit, like the damn fools, especially kids, is in school. Why? Because sometimes it'd be like, well, it's a minor thing. We ain't gonna oh, that ain't how kids see it. Oh, you let me get away with that one? Okay, well then guess what? Hey, listen though, when I'm talking about the people with Miss Beasley, they were so tight, right? They used to travel and do what they call line dancing now. They used to go to these square dancing conventions. So I'm clear that they had a discussion in there somewhere about one of us getting tied up. Now, the thing is, if Mr. Beeman, who was as big as my father, tightened my ass up, my old man was like, okay, straight. Yeah, I ain't got to say nothing to him because you already did it. But there was times when, you did get sent home and tightened up again. I'll never forget one of my teachers before she passed. I come over to see her, and I was crying about the fact that she was passing away. And I had never heard her cuss. And she cussed me out. Like, no, your ass, don't worry about me. I'm good. I made my peace with everything, and so I'm good. but you better be teaching your ass off. That's what you better do. If you want me to, you want to remember me and honor me, you teach your ass off.
And I agree with Shay Alice said. If you tell some of these parents their child messed up, they support the child. I done seen that too. I'm not gonna
absolutely.
lie. I done seen that, but that's why I say the community is messed up.
Yeah.
Because the way it went down. I'm just trying to figure out, like, I know this by design that they did this. I just don't think people really realizing it too is too late.
Yeah, right.
That's my thing. Is like, you can be showing this, because don't get it twisted. The community is split right now. And I think people love it the way it's like this.
Yeah, because you get money from both sides. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You get some money and support from both sides.
Because I'm telling you, just go look at the vote.
Yeah.
I was up in there. I went and voted today, man. And I thought about it when I was in there. And then when I watched that, we voting some of these people who's finna be doing this same thing.
Yeah.
And I tell y'all the two I did vote for. I did vote for Abdul Saeed, and I did vote for Rivet. Let me be honest with you, in the primary. But I didn't. What did they give me on the Democratic
They didn't give you.
side?
That's what I'm saying.
What did they give me?
They're not going. They're going to give you
Haley Stevens.
Right. They're going to give you who they want.
Right.
Right. So, and I'm going to say this: if you got a person that's backed up by a political action committee, then they're not ever going to vote in your interest.
Because we saw what Rivet did. Man, she did a video. I watched the video. She was happy because the Bridge car, you can start buying that over-injected rotisserie chicken. High in sodium, all this and that.
But see, that's the tokenism that they think we're supposed to have. They're supposed to give us. Yeah. Meanwhile, what we really should be doing is saying, hey, you know what, that's cool, whatever, but I'm going to get a hoop house. And not nice enough to go in there. Okay. The new detention center ain't nice enough to go in there. Went past it, had an interview over there, and I'm straight. I wouldn't send my dog to go over there.
Let me see. It said Mickey and L. I noticed that you have some very observant and caring people in your comments and community. 810 is not awake. They are aware.
Thank you, brother. We appreciate that. Yeah.
Because I see what you're saying, Deborah. I mean, Deborah saying, I wonder how nice the new juvenile detention center
not nice enough to be locked up in it because it's prison.
Right. And I think, and that's what they are doing. In my humble opinion, it's like they've been, because just don't think these new other see, and this is where I got mad. This is where I get mad on certain things that, like, it blow my mind. When they was talking about, I'm being honest. Remember Alligator jail that Trump done built, supposed to have been for the immigrants and everything. Dude, they was quick to ready to put a jail up. I never seen, and then some of the stuff they was feeding them, I never understood how people could just be so happy to lock people up.
Well, but here's the thing. Number one, that's population control.
Yes.
So if you remove a segment of population from the community, and Sister Kier, you're absolutely right. We just live here. We're just living. We don't have a community. And we have to develop that. So again, on Saturday morning, 9 to 10, we're going to have another meeting. I don't want it just to be me and Mick show up. So if y'all interested, even if you stay a few minutes and say, what are we talking about? Then show up. Let's start talking about something different that really, I feel if we put the work in, it's going to work and make people aware. Because what's the old saying? Don't nothing beat a failure but a try.
Derek, let me see this question, Derek Wilson.
At the Gloria Coles public library on one of those meeting rooms over there from 9 to 10. We ain't gonna meet but an hour.
Okay, got one question. This is from Derek Williams. He said, can SNAP benefits only be used for food, though the seller can use it as cash?
Let me tell you what happened with me when I went through all of this stuff with my son and everything else. And trying to say, they told me, get your ass out of here, go get a job because you're a teacher. They didn't. I don't know what to do. Because it don't benefit me. At the Flint Public Library, Gloria Cole's library. I'm sorry. We're gonna be in one of the meeting rooms.
Good morning. Yep, one of the meeting rooms.
Yep. So we're gonna be in one of the meeting rooms.
And you have to do things like this because we can't keep blaming when other people organize.
That's my point.
And we don't do
it. So when we talk about the man who gave a speech with his introduction, you did your thing, no problem. Yeah. But I'm not talking about just the 7th Ward or 5th Ward or the 3rd Ward. Yeah. I'm just talking about across the valley of the city. All right.
Right.
9 o'clock, 9 a.m. We're gonna meet from 9 to 10. Right. And then away the rest of y'all, everybody's day is free.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I just got we have some things that just like to lay out, see if people are interested in participating, and then go from there. We start out small and then go from there.
Because you have to do this.
Yeah. Now, we know we're going to have some people that are not going to be, not y'all, but really not going to be for what we're talking about doing. But it is what it is.
For sure.
It is what it is. Because if we don't do it, if we don't try and build some things for ourselves, for our tomorrow, we're dead. We're going to be dead.
I agree.
Anytime you got a person that's got 3 domestics against him and they tell him bye, that's a problem. And that's that. You're absolutely right, Sister Kill. It only takes a dedicated few. That's all we're looking for. Now, you want to switch up a little bit, or we want to stay in politics?
No, you can go whichever way you want to go to.
Do you want to play the sister with the LBJ joint?
Hold on, let me get to it. I'll forget it to you.
Yeah, we're going to give y'all a little bit of something. Just switch to Tuesday, y'all. And we're going to get in some other things, so just understand that. So, no, that's the one said leaked.
I got you.
Yeah. So now we're going a little bit different direction. We've been on politics for an hour, and
leak. Yeah. You want the first one or the second?
The first one.
I got you. LB. Okay, I see it. I see it. Yeah. Oh, that's my girl, right? That's my girl, Savvy Sad.
Yeah, man.
Hey, listen, she be on it.
Man, I told you about her and Roland Martin.
Oh, she went at Roland?
No, she just made a post and Roland went at her. But she didn't even tag his ass.
He get in his feelings, man.
That's the reason why he's not a person to listen to.
Right.
So let me say this, and then we're going to.
I got you.
If we're going to do a real boycott, if it doesn't look like what happened in Montgomery, then it's not a real boycott. That bullshit about DEI, whatever. Do we really know who those benefits and removing people are? Those even affirmative action. Affirmative action didn't benefit Black folks. Then it benefited some Black women, and it benefited white women. Then it didn't benefit those who are lesser skilled. It benefited other people. Yeah, this. Yeah, go ahead.
Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, let me put it up. This is the young lady, Sabby Sab. You can catch her on YouTube. Sabrina Salvita. She from Boston too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I'll be paying attention to her. I've been watching her for over a year now.
Okay. Something. It is now being revealed that a popular conspiracy theory has been proven. And I have to admit that I didn't really want to believe this when people were saying this about the weather being controlled. But now we have actual documentation to show you just that. Check this out. The CIA is now being accused of poisoning the sky with toxins as files expose secret weather control agenda. I know what some of you were thinking. There's no way. It's just a conspiracy. Well, we're going to show you the documentation. Once top secret CIA files have detailed America's plans to control the world by manipulating the weather. The documents, declassified in 2003, discuss the controversial topic of weather modification, the tactic of launching rockets or using planes to dump chemicals into the atmosphere that alter the climate and local storm systems. Although the resurfaced documents from 1965 did not mention the specific chemicals used in the experiments, they did discuss the need for more funding of the weather modification projects that would soon be used as a weapon of war. Well. Right. So when this came out on X, a number of people were like, the conspiracy theorists are cheering now. You know, they were right once again. But what's interesting is how far this goes back. So this is where LBJ comes in. In fact, the memos noted that federal funding for the secret program was set to be 4 times higher in 1967, the same year the U.S. began spraying toxins over Vietnam to cause floods and landslides. One post on X claimed the CIA has been poisoning the sky and controlling the weather since 1965. This is an 18-page report. It was recently shared by conspiracy theorists years after it was quietly placed into the CIA's public archives, including a letter praising the classified operation from U.S. President Lyndon B. Johnson. Let's take a look at that letter and we'll come back to this. So here's the letter. You can see it here, memorandum. Subject is weather modification. This was October 7th, 1965. For your information, some attachments are provided which show the extent of interest and trends in weather modification research in the United States. For example, federal support for 1967 will be 4 times that for 1963, and over twice as large as that in 1965. The copy of the letter from President Johnson to the Secretary of Commerce shows that an expanding program has White House backing. So this goes all the way back to Lyndon B. Johnson's presidency. It's been decades. So for all those that clown the so-called conspiracy theorists about this, what do you have to say now? Like, this goes all the way back to the 60s. So they've been doing this. And the idea was that they would test this out so that they could use this as a weapon of war. I've already seen videos. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I've already seen videos of the military like testing different types of weapons that are invisible. Right? Where a crowd of people would run towards what they think is empty, blank, open space, but they would be hit with an invisible weapon that they can't see and they can't do anything about. In fact, there's a show called Black Mirror, which kind of touches on some of these things about these futuristic type weapons that can be used against the people. But this is the actual document right here. It says, at the recent interagency conference on weather modification, this was sponsored by the National Science Foundation, so the NSF, it was indicated that the level of federal support for weather modification research may be increased several orders of magnitude over the presently projected 1967 level. So they got money for this, but they didn't have money to give everybody health care. You see how where they put all the money? We go back to this article here. Johnson's endorsement of CIA weather modification project came just 3 years after he gave an ominous speech on the future of America and the work to create weather satellites with the power to strengthen storms.
Okay, hold on right there, bro.
I got you.
While giving the climate.
There you go.
Okay, so I told y'all this is Tuesday with a twist. And we're going to come back to this next Tuesday. I'm not sure if one of my, okay. Listen to what they talked about in the wintertime. When it gets extremely cold and they have what they call a polar vortex. The very first time I really heard that was in a movie called The Day After Tomorrow, which I got like 4 or 5 copies of because I love that movie.
Hey, Spragg, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, family. How y'all doing? Watch that movie, Day After Tomorrow. I know it ain't wintertime. I like to watch it in the wintertime because it's a winter movie. But a polar vortex is mentioned several times in there. There's a documentary that, what's the presidential candidate that lost in 2006 to Bush over a stolen election?
No, 2000, you mean? That was Al Gore.
Gore. What's the name of it? Into something truth. And he put out a documentary that talks about weather and global warming.
Yeah, Gore did. Yeah.
So go check that out, right? In this something truth. What the heck is the name of that documentary? Hold on, I'm gonna look for it in a second. But when there's so-called drought conditions, they cloud seed. Right? We just had these quote unquote wildfires that came out of nowhere. In 1980, after the explosion of Mount St. Helens, the next 4 or 5 years, we had extremely cold winters. Now, that was a natural situation. But I'm going to say this again. I never heard on a weather forecast, when we have those cold winds that come from the north, anything be called a polar vortex after I saw this movie.
I mean, when they just think what they did, like you say, Vietnam, not what you said, but they said, just think about when they drop Agent Orange down to destroy the vegetation.
Yeah.
You don't think that can change?
Yeah, definitely. It changes everything because the trees can no longer support the soil. So
it's a lot of things. That's just like, even, with here, and we, you know what I'm saying? We not, like, far as all the toxics that was dropped in our water here. You don't think that mess with the soil?
Yeah, absolutely, because the soil's that's no different than this. I don't know how to say it properly.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, y'all. This shitting parasite. Any fucking body knows anything about plant stuff. You never put manure directly on the plant. You put it in the soil so that the manure, that the microbes in the soil can break down the manure to you turn it into nitrates and nitrites for the plant to use. You don't spread directly on there. Oh, you already know. Yeah. Monsanto, Conagra.
Have y'all looked at the ingredients? Good morning, Beverly Biggs Levy is in the building, and she running for write-in in third ward. But this what I was finna say. Did y'all know that if you go outside the country, I'm talking about in the industrialized countries, a lot of these foods that we eat here, they do not have over there the ingredients that's in them.
Yeah. Skittles is banned over in Europe and in Africa.
Yes, not just a lot of damn near 90% of the stuff we got, like far as Krispy Kreme donuts.
Yeah.
All that different stuff. Did you just hear what they was talking about Taco Bell? Hold up, family. Did y'all know they just approved for clone meat?
Yeah, they've been saying this.
They said the restaurants that they say they're going to serve.
Yeah, they got to have a label. They got to tell you that it's been something modified or something, but it's got to have a label on it. And in a restaurant, they have to tell you that the meat is not.
Right.
But who really gonna say
what Taco Bell tell you is other? What's the other?
No, you let it look on top of on top of the box before they bring the meat in, and it says fit for human consumption.
I don't think people is like, The reason I brought that up, if you don't think, I would think they would try to control air, water, land, sea.
I mean,
like
I can't. It was such a wonderful time. I taught at the African Center School in Detroit for about 7-8 years. And every experiment had to be about something that had to be solved in the Black community, or it was called an issue in Black community.
Mm-hmm.
There's one beautiful sister, I'll never forget her. And I just saw her a couple years ago. Did this experiment on chemtrails. Mm-hmm. And my own thing was always, you got to be able to prove it. You got to prove it. So she did all of this write up, but she wasn't able to do an actual experiment to prove it because of what a chemtrail is. Right. Now, even though I gave her the hard, and because I gave all my students a hard time, mm-hmm. Even though I gave her a hard time, she, number one, didn't break, mm-hmm. and her evidence was on point. Mm. So now when we see these streaks in the sky, and this is what a chemtrail is for those of you that may not know. Mm-hmm. When we see these streaks in the sky that come from an airplane, right, and it doesn't dissipate like exhaust normally does, that's what they call a chemtrail.
Well, Deborah Luna said, but the poop can come in the crops from your pickers not getting any break because it's piecework.
Yeah.
See?
But wow, damn, Deborah.
You didn't know that one.
Woo, baby, you threw a curve and 3 strikes. Or 2 strikes. Let me get 2 strikes on that one. That's
no answer for that one. Huh,
I don't have no answer for that one. Because I was thinking of it in terms of what the farmers
they were saying
do.
It was human feces.
Right.
Human, so they was basically taking a dump right there. Right. And they probably wasn't washing their hands, or and it was hitting the, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But still, if you so let's go with that. But still, if you mess in the field, mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. You're talking about tons and tons and tons of. Now, the other option. Damn, Deborah, you weren't supposed to make me do all this extra damn thinking.
Deborah said when we were in Australia, the cheese doesn't have color like we add, nor the yogurt. My nephew was going crazy because they putting a lot of preservatives in there.
Well, not only that, but you know where they get the natural dyes from?
Yeah,
the natural dyes come from a beetle. The natural red 40, not the red 40, but if they tell you it's got a natural coloring, it comes from a beetle.
Damn. Eating insects, hot damn, allegedly.
Well, shit. If you go, people eat cereal, and we feed our kids cereal. They'll tell you that they allow at least 1% of living material to be in the cereal.
Damn, sons of bitches.
So that could be a mouse, a rat,
sons of bitches,
or whatever. You know, insects, any of that could be in the cereal that they feed the children. And I see him eat that bullshit in what's up, big bro?
Kevin, tell you what it do. It's just terrible. Say when we were, man, listen, a lot of this stuff, but you got to think mass production. Just think about it. It's over 300 million people in America, right? Do you think it's 350 million people? 350 million. Do you think it's 350 million cows? You think it's 350 million chickens? You think it's? I'm just saying.
Not in the country. In this country,
yes, I'm talking about.
Right. You got over 1 billion cows in this country. The issue is how they're being raised.
Mass, right? Even with
how
the
they're
chicken,
being raised and processed,
right on the farms, like they telling you how you wondering how they doing mass production,
right? Yeah. So that's the issue. Is there's what did I tell you? I said this before. There's a book by Upton St. Clair called. Because he wrote it in 1906 talking about Chicago. Mm-hmm. Damn it. Hold on a second, y'all.
Good morning, Sharice Brewster. Thank you for tapping in.
I'll tell you what the name of the book is in 1 second.
Okay. Concrete said at least 2 people in Michigan, from what I read, has died from exploding diarrhea.
Yep.
Okay. Common Sense buying 2 dozens of Krispy Kreme donuts on Sunday.
It's called The Jungle. Now, if you want to get a clear picture of what the meat processing plants were in the early 1800s and 1900s, get this book by Upton Sinclair. I'm gonna see if I can type his name in the chat.
UPTON Saint ST period Claire CLAI.
Yeah.
86.2 million cows in America, Brother Elliott.
Okay, how many?
86.2. And that's Godspeed. And I think Godspeed sent a gold coin too. Thank you for the gold coin. Thank you for the gold coin.
Okay, so now there's the book. There's the author. There's the book. Read
I'll put it on the front. Upton Sinclair. I thought it was St. Clair.
Yeah, that's
Sinclair.
okay. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if he's talking about, somebody might have lost a limb, if it falls into the meat, they process it anyway. That was then.
For real? So we might have ate some fingers and toes and shit.
All of that shit. And though after this book came out, that's when the FDA gets introduced to the world, right? So now they have rules about you can't lose your arm and then still be on the job.
Damn.
Right. You can't, you done. Little kids can't come in and work no more. They can clean up, but they can't work on the processing floor because if one of them little babies get their cloth caught in the conveyor belt, then they part of the food source. So, yeah. Yeah, absolutely, Miss Deborah. If we remove all of that stuff out of our diet, especially our children, because they're growing, then you have a different child. But you can't go tell, hey, listen, go tell the schools that because they serve our kids fucking trash. I promise I see that shit every morning. And I see that shit every afternoon. Shh, don't tell them I said it. I still gotta go get paid. Anyway, so this is yeah. So they're constantly, we're in under a microscopic lab.
Right.
Because they're constantly doing shit. Yes, because when you have people like, well, I've seen halal butchers go to the cow or go to the goat or lamb or whatever, and they pray over it, and then when they take his life, you don't have all the adrenaline and all the other stuff that goes into the meat then that you do when they go through this assembly line process of slaughter, because you shoot the cow or pig or whatever you eat in the head, and then from there the other ones get scared, and then from there all of this other stuff is running in their system, and it changes the textural structure of the meat, because now the meat is full of adrenaline and all this other stuff, as well as all the other shit that they put in there. Because a cow or a pig should take, like a chicken, should be almost 9 months old before it's fully mature. Now you got them in 45, 50, 60 days. A cow to come to 1,300 pounds takes almost 2 years.
OGC Kicks, good morning. And here we is, good morning.
Meanwhile, now you get it in less than 9 months because they doping them up in order to hurry up and make them big. So, but that book, once you read that book, there for a minute, I stopped eating everything. Stop eating cereal. I'd be every once in a while you get a taste for. No, I'm straight. Because you know what happens in our imagination. You might think you see a wing and Captain Crunch. So I'm not eating it. I'm good. That's right. That makes a difference in the taste of the meat. That makes a difference in how it's cooked. That makes a difference in how it's sacrificed, slaughtered. Yeah, and it makes a big difference because you're not eating something that knows it's dying the way that it's dying. But yeah, there's all of this other stuff. Study chemtrails. And I remember seeing that wonderful young woman a few years ago, and I had to tell her, she stopped to ask me, so did I really get an A? Did you give me an A on my science fair experiment? I said yes. Just like, that's the first A you ever gave me. I said, yeah, I know. And you worked yourself off, worked hard for it, and you deserved it. I really wish you could have been able to show an experiment, but we couldn't based upon how big your project was. And now she's doing something in the community in Detroit, which is absolutely beautiful.
That's what's up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay, even at that, if you grow your own fruits and vegetables, even though they say it's illegal, you can collect rain and snow. Just run it through a filter. A real simple natural filter.
No, I'm with you too, Mama Quill. Don't get it twisted. I go down. I be going to I go down into the Eastern Market. Like we go get our meat like that. You can tell the difference in a lot of stuff. But I try to go to the. We try to do the best we do. Like I tell you, even with me, like. Because if you go watch my page, you see a lot of different stuff I be putting up on there as far as how to get your kidneys clean. Because a lot of the foods that we eating is what's taking us up off this planet quicker, family. I just want to say that before we do leave. A lot of that, what we eating is what we having high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and all these different ailments that we have is like what we putting into our mouths.
Yeah, but not and that, and plus the environment. If you control the environment so that it's not toxic, then what you do have is you control a space where it's calmer and it's better. It's better for everybody all the way around.
And what's wrong with fasting? Your body is not meant, the stomach is not meant to work. Anything ain't meant to work 24 hours nonstop.
No.
The body need a process to let things break down and what it need to get and then what it need to get rid of. But if you eating a hamburger in the morning, hamburger in the afternoon, hamburger at night, like how long do you think it's going to take for that red meat? Because I'm just saying it's a lot of stuff that we need to we need a lot of things in our community.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of things we need to be taught on how to eat to live.
True.
Even cleansing.
Yep. All of that. And there are enough people in our community here that we can but we want to be on, we don't want to not necessarily take them seriously. We just, kind of sort of like, and the other part about that is don't charge people thousands and trillions of dollars. Don't, I'm not saying not make a living, but if you have a tea and a tea is really only $10 and you charge me 50 instead of 13, I'll give you 13, but I'm not giving you 50.
Man, I hear you, Alan. It like you say, it's a process on the things. You will become what you eat.
Yeah.
And that's why I think a lot of us, what we seeing right now is like, listen, and this ain't, hey, Sister Santa, thank you for tapping in. This ain't nothing to knock nobody, but get off y'all asses and vote too today.
Yeah, man, go out there.
Get up.
If that's what the process you believe is going to make a change, do that.
But don't cry.
Right. Yeah, you can't cry when
don't
it don't
cry.
change. And the other part about that is I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. I'm just saying, don't cry. You know how people be crying. What my council ain't doing, you didn't vote. So you didn't vote your person in to help you.
And the other part about that is do not. And I'm not disrespecting anybody, not Miss Beverly Biggs or anybody else. But if you don't do for self, you got to do that first. If I have a puppy who weighs about 90 pounds, if I just decided I want to start beating his ass, I think eventually he's going to turn and say, look, that's enough. You're gonna keep on let me just whoop on them for no reason, and just I'm gonna be on them and be on them and be on them and be on them and be on them for nothing. Then okay, you got one more time to be on me, then I got something to be on you about.
Cause he gonna get tired.
Yeah,
he will get tired.
Yeah, so he's going to defend himself. He's going to take care of himself because that's the first law.
Yeah, self-preservation.
Right, the first law.
Even they know it,
and they know it. So I don't understand the reason why we putting our faith in our hands and people. Not to say that y'all not going to do right thing,
right?
Whomever you might be, but at the end of the day, I got to take care of me. I have to take care of me.
No, you do. That's true right there. You do have to take care of you. Because I mean, and like I say, it was because you have to play by the system that's been handed to us. And like I told you, I went up there because we got like a minute left. I went up there, brother. It blew my mind when I went and voted. I was like, damn. Like, damn. And you know what, Deborah? I was watching some stuff. Have you seen that one dude that's been curing diabetes, the black dude?
Yeah, Dr. Yaki.
Yeah, he been on there. Did you see what he said? Go on a 21-month meatless diet and it help bring your diabetes down.
Yeah.
I keep telling people is what we eat.
Yeah.
The body was not made to consume flesh.
Not in the vast amounts that we consume it in.
I mean, animal flesh. It was like Brother Elliott said, it was not mean to load that shit up 7 days a week. And like, was it Common Sense said, do 12 hours fasting.
Yeah.
Because I've been doing intermediate fasting. Like I don't eat, I don't try to get nothing to eat till around about 1 or 2 o'clock. From when I get up at 5, I don't do nothing till around about 2 o'clock. Y'all see me drinking water, but I didn't cut off the sweets because I messed up on her birthday. I messed up. First, I did 10 days and messed around, and we had for her birthday, take her out. Then she ended up, I messed up. Now I'm on 8 days again. I really should have been at 18 days.
Yeah, but you're doing it though.
Yeah, I'm telling
the most
them
important thing.
Them first 4 days, dude, I was miserable. I was miserable.
Right.
No candy, juices with sugar. I mean, I got to know juices with no sugar.
Right.
And I've been drinking plenty of water.
That's what's up.
That's where I'm at though. And family, we came on early this morning. It's 11 o'clock. Y'all know I'm finna get out here and roll by some of these polling stations. Me and Brother Elliott because we won't be on at 4 o'clock today. No, Miss Biggs, I ain't eat no peach cobbler.
I'll eat his piece.
Oh, well, you gotta go up to Titan headquarters. That's
I don't care. We'll find out where it's at.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Well, what's the address, baby?
Yeah, because I ain't eating it. I ain't on no sweets.
I'll tell him how well it is.
Yeah, no, she could.
I'll tell him how delicious it is. Right.
Well, I'm gonna tell him after we get our family. I'm gonna see y'all. I'll be going live around at 7:30. Tap in tonight for the special election show.
All right, fam. Peace.
Peace, family. See y'all.
Right. Have a great one.